Okay, scandal, supposedly secret squirrel stuff. I don't know. There's something inside the ledge, not allowed inside, so we're doing the corner. What was your name?
Bill Fraser.
You are?
The MLA from Miramichi Bay Divin and the opposition House Leader and the opposition advocate
Advocate of the health, yeah. I like that. Advocate of the health, not the health critic. Advocate. That's good. Okay, was there some secret squirrel stuff going on at the ledge yesterday about somebody, the Conservative, looking over Liberals' desks, or can you tell me what's the story?
Well, it wasn't yesterday, Charles. It was the day before yesterday.
Day before, okay.
I wasn't at the ledge. I was in St. John. I had a meeting down there with some constituents in that area that had some local issues with the health department. And the health department agreed to meet with them and myself. So I was in St. John at the time. But my understanding from looking at the video surveillance, which I had access to through the Speaker's office, is that two members from the government side, Ryan Reardon, the MLA from Nipisiguit, and Sue Stultz, the Honourable Minister of Social Development, crossed over on the floor approximately 4 minutes before the House opened. Just prior to that, one of our staff persons was in putting our order paper agendas on our desks, just like she does every day, just like the staff at the government office does for the government members every day. And it's an agenda that outlines our order of questions for question period. It outlines our speakers on the bills.
Sometimes there's candy, sometimes there's stuff.
That's right. That's right, absolutely.
There's sometimes if company wants to promote syrup, they give you each a bottle of syrup. And
that's right. And, you know, we have a very professional staff at the legislature, given the pages.
Excuse me, I got something in my throat.
Given the pages, and their job is their job is to distribute anything that for the MLAs on their desks. Just so happens the night before, there was coloring books distributed to all the members' desks, and they were on our desks as well. At 5 to 9 before the House opened, the video clearly showed our staff person putting our order papers of the day on top of all of our desks, just like she does every day before the House opens. And immediately after she left the floor of the House, Mr. Reardon and Mrs. Stultz came right across to my desk, picked up all the documents that were on my desk and had a look at them. They both read them, put them back down, and then they left and went over to the other side.
From what I gather, wasn't it they want to look at your coloring book?
Well, this is what they said.
What did they say? What did it say inside the coloring book?
Well, inside the... To be honest, I never went through it, but they said that our names were put on the inside cover of the coloring book.
From what I gather, it said William. And they have
I don't know. It could have. It could have.
So you say it's not that we're just looking at the coloring book.
Well, I mean, Charles, the point here is I can't tell you exactly what they were looking at, except that I had other papers on my desk as well. That confidential papers, just like they have confidential papers on their desk. I've never crossed the floor to look at confidential papers on anybody else's desk. I look after my own desk. And in fact, if there was a problem with what they said, the coloring book, that's the job of the pages to go and retrieve it and look after it.
It seemed like a bunch of... how long have you been here? This is your second term, right?
This is my second term.
Yeah, isn't it like a bunch of kids in there? Well, it's boring at times.
Well, you know, Charles, it's very disappointing. We're all supposed to be professionals and we're supposed to represent the people from our constituencies. And yeah, some of the antics that go on in there are very disappointing.
It's been like that for years and years.
It's been like that, and you know, an example of that was yesterday when we had people up in the gallery. We had 20 plus stakeholder groups represented. We had people that are suffering with chronic diseases represented, and they came here to support a very important opposition motion for catastrophic drug coverage, and they left here very disappointed.
I thought it passed.
No, there was an amendment brought forward to negate the purpose. And the purpose of the opposition motion was to have the government immediately start the consultation with stakeholders and to tell New Brunswickers a time frame when we can expect this to happen. And that was so people could have hope and people would have direction, and people like the Canadian Cancer Society, the Lung Association, Ability New Brunswick, and the whole list of other stakeholders could have some input into this very important piece of policy that needs to be done.
So you don't think the secret squirrel stuff were just blown out of proportion, the coloring books and all that?
No, I think
it's not the Liberals' board, you know?
No, Charles, I think it's about integrity and honesty and respect. Just like they wouldn't, government members wouldn't want somebody from opposition going over to their desk and looking at their documents. We deserve that same respect and that same integrity. You know, we're grown up people here, Charles.
You sure about that?
I think it's important.
I'm glad to hear.
We have the role.
It's sad when the kids go there. It's been for years and years. The kids, it's sort of like an insult for the kids to go in the gallery and watch the way you members act sometimes. You know, the screaming, the hollering, and it's I talked to some teachers and they were disappointed after their kids left. The kids left the legislator. There's no discipline.
Well, you know, Charles, you're right. There's days when people get carried away, and when incidents like this happen, where members come across the floor and rifle through another member's desk, it takes the integrity down of every MLA in the house.
Okay, so what happened? Now you went to Twitter. That's how we got this little meeting in the corner. Isn't it good social networking? You can go and you can say your views, and we could.
Well, I've been using Twitter now for I think since March of last year.
Good.
And I'm getting better at it. I'm on it quite often.
Yeah.
And it's a good way to get your message.
And you're allowed to tweet from inside.
Yes, absolutely.
That's good. That's how we met here.
And it's a good way to get your message out, and it's a good way for people of New Brunswick to get their message.
So you're happy the way it ended up?
Because there's a two-way street here, right?
Yeah. So you're happy the way it ended up? Just.
Well, you know, I'm not going to question the speaker's ruling. The speaker has the final say. I used to sit in that chair as well as
that's right.
speaker.
That's right.
However, what I will say, Charles, is that, and I'll talk about speakers' offices right across the country. Speaker is supposed to have a high level of integrity, high level of respect, and a high level of fairness for every MLA.
I thought they all lost that when Ted O'Malley was.
Well, I'm not talking about that issue either. But I think the point is here, Charles, that the speaker is supposed to be neutral. He's supposed to be there to represent all members in the House and to do it with the highest degree of respect and the highest degree of integrity and fairness for all.
And we all know there's two sides to every story, and we'll try to get the other side.
Well, absolutely, Charles. And, you know, when the speaker made his ruling, you can see for yourself the motion that was made by the member from Dalhousie, Restigouche East, very clearly said there was two members involved in this, the member from Nipisquit and the Honourable Minister from Moncton West. And when the speaker gave his ruling, you can check and see what he had to say. And I'll let you be the judge, and I'll let the people
put on your tweet.
I will.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Charles.